With everything taken out of this case, it is still super grimy. Look at all that. Look at that. Love you all. So this is the computer that you guys decided we were going to be doing. I'm going to call it Project Gigabyte simply because it's in a old crappy Gigabyte case, right? So we're going to start cleaning this thing. We're going to start breaking it down. One issue that it does have is the power supply is caked in dust. We're not going to be using that. We're going to be going and we're going to use this power supply instead. It's inexpensive. It works as intended. I think it's like $35 on Amazon. It's a little 500 watt, and it's more than enough to power what we're going to be putting in this computer. But another little twist, we are not going to be using this case. If you've noticed, this case has a huge hole right in the front, and I would feel terrible giving that to anybody. So instead of using this case, we are going to be putting it in a new Zellman case. This case, it's going to work really well for the purposes that we intend to. The only thing that I am a little concerned about is the heat sink in that case is pretty large. I'm not 100% sure that it's going to fit in here, but we're going to find out. So without further ado, let's get into the cleaning. Okay, so she's disassembled. She is extremely dusty. It's definitely old dust. It's been there for a long time. It doesn't just come off like normal dust. So like an air duster, it was going to do nothing to this computer. It's just caked on and sticky and gross. And it's going to take a little bit of scrubbing to get it done. Another thing that I found in this computer is that the heatsink wasn't set properly. It's actually a little loose. So it's a good thing that we took it apart. That way you don't have to combat bad temps and anything like that hurting your CPU. The fans are gross. Everything is just gross. Yeah, and if you look inside the graphics card that I've got for it, there's just dust in there too. So we're gonna have to really dig in. I did get a comment on the last video. Somebody was asking what was in the spray bottle that I was using throughout the last video. And it's just a big bottle that I use for
isopropyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, whatever, however you say it. I bought the gigantic jug because I figure if I'm going to do this for real, I'm going to do this a lot. So I'm going to need a lot of alcohol. I don't want to continue to run out and just always be getting more little bottles of alcohol at $6, $7 a pop, just wasting money. Another thing that I picked up is this little doodad here. It actually is a air duster and a vacuum all in one. So the back side of it has a vacuum on it and the front side of it is an air duster. I was vacuuming it a little bit and I'll keep vacuuming it so that this stuff doesn't get all over my house. I don't want this debris and nasty garbage all over the place. So I'll do that, and then I'll use the duster. I also use the duster to dry off the alcohol, make sure that there's no residual, liquid inside any of the components that we're cleaning. But okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead, we're going to start the montage of cleaning everything. We'll get it all taken care of, and I'll see you back once the cleaning is finished.
Taking a real quick pause break. I gotta show off these fans. These things look amazing. I mean, they are wonderful now. If I had to pick one thing
that I disliked about doing this, it's the fans. It is for sure these damn fans. They take forever to clean, and you have to get through every little nook and cranny just to make them look good. All right, well, back to the footage. Okay, so all the components are clean now. It's 100% perfect. It's ready to be put back together. If you notice in this video, I didn't clean the original case. The reason I didn't clean the original case is because I don't think that anybody's going to want it. I could probably put it on like Facebook Marketplace and get, I don't know, $10, $15 for it, but it's really not worth it. It's not worth my time. So I'm just going to go put it on the side of the road, and if somebody wants it, they'll take it. If they don't, then it'll just go to the trash. The other thing is I didn't clean the power supply. The only reason I didn't clean the power supply is because when I looked inside it, it was caked. And I don't know if you know much about power supplies, but I'm scared to take them apart and go in them. Things inside those can kill you. So I'm not interested in even taking the chance. I mean, it's a small chance, but regardless, it is a chance, and I'm not interested in having something stop my heart just because I want to clean a computer and save $35, which is what this 500-watt power supply costs. It's just $35, and you get decent power supply that'll last you for a long time, and it's got all the cables that you need, right? One other thing about this computer that I didn't really necessarily like is that it's only got this 128 gig SSD. Now, having an SSD is great, especially, I mean, even one this size is great. You can put your operating system on it. It'll help your computer run way faster. But as far as storage, 128 gigs is nothing. So what we are going to do is we're going to put this Western Digital Blue 500 gigabyte hard drive in there. That way you get a little extra storage. You can put a couple extra games on there. That way you're not limited to 128 gigs. That's really, really bad. Then you're worried about cloud storage and all that. And then you got to pay for it. It's a whole mess that you could avoid by just buying a 500 gig hard drive. These are nothing. They don't cost much at all. You can find them used for $7 or $8. But other than that, the case is ready to be put back together. I'm still skeptical on if this cooler is going to fit inside this case, but we are going to find out shortly. All right, so here we go.
Okay, so everything's put together, everything looks great. This CPU cooler barely fits. I mean, it is practically touching the front panel, but there's enough clearance, we're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. I'm very happy about that. I was very concerned that I was gonna have to go out and get another CPU cooler for this thing just to finish this video. But I'm happy that we were able to utilize this cooler. There was one issue with the cooler. If you noticed, the fan was backwards. So it was on this end and it was pushing air this way. So it was essentially doing nothing. So we fixed that. I was able to detach these, and then they were on this side. I put them on the other side. So now we have airflow going through the fins rather than just sucking air from the fins. It didn't do anything. So that's working. I've got it all plugged up here. I haven't turned it on yet. Real quick disclaimer, if you ever need a case for your next build, this is a good case. I don't have a problem with it. You definitely get what you pay for when it comes to computer cases. This was only 50 bucks. And I got it on Amazon. It's a nice little case. I would use it only if you're using a small motherboard, because these full-size motherboards, no good for this case. It barely fit, and then on the end here, my SATA ports stick out, and there's a lip inside this case. So instead of being able to use all 6 of my, or I think there's 8. Let's see, yeah. So there's 8 SATA ports in here. I'm only able to use 4. I can't use the back ones because you can't get into them. I mean, it's so tight that you couldn't even get an angled one in there. So definitely pay attention to that if this is a case that you're interested in buying. Other than that, everything worked out well. The cable management here is just like every other small case where you get everything working, everything looks great, and then you end up just shoving everything in the bottom part anyways, because you can't see it. It's down here, it's out of the way, and you don't have to worry about it. You just have to cable manage as much as you can behind the motherboard. But other than that, everything's looking good. Let's go ahead, let's fire it on, let's make sure everything is operational, and then let's see if we can't get an image. Is this on? That's on. There we go. Got that. And moment of truth. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 fans spinning. Everything looks good here. Do we get an image? Hey, we got an image. Sweet. So that's 2 in a row that we've been able to get to work properly on the first try. Super stoked about that. All right, so what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna put a fresh Windows on here. We're gonna go ahead and get some games going, and then I will do some screen recordings, and we will see how this computer performs with some games. All right, see you in there.
Okay, so we are in the system. Loaded up 2 games. I didn't have enough time to download everything and get a bunch of different games on here, unfortunately. But the 2 games that I did install are very popular games, so this is probably what you'd want to see anyways. But this is Overwatch. I've never played. This is actually the first time I've played Overwatch. The only reason you're seeing it now is because it's free. So I figured I'd just download it since a lot of people like playing this game. I had fun with it. I only played like 2 rounds, but gameplay is good. The temps were good. Frames were good. I was very, very happy with the overall performance of this. And it's probably going to be a game that I play more often because I really had fun with it. I just didn't have time to really dig in it. But everyone's favorite is next. Everyone loves Fortnite. This is pretty much the game that the computers need to run, honestly. But as you can see, compared to the last computer, this was excellent. It ran real smooth. I even, and this was the only game I played. I only had, like I said, I didn't have a lot of time, so I played this one game. This guy and I, we danced around a little bit, but he ended up getting the kill. But I ended up coming in 8th place. I had a few kills underneath me. I was pretty happy with it. I definitely think this game can run Fortnite perfect. So I'm gonna get caught in the storm here, and then this guy, hey, he kills me. But great game. Computer can run it. So good.
Real quick before we get into the final montage of this build, I just wanted to say thank you. We were able to grab 90 subs from 1 video and I think 4 shorts. I'm very happy. Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot. I can't wait to get to 1,000 subs so that we can start giving these to people. I've already gotten tons of comments from you guys saying that you're not able to get a PC, or something's going on in your life that doesn't allow you to have one, and I'd like to be the reason that you do get to have one. So let's keep it going. Let's keep the growth going, and now let's go watch this montage. So that's going to do it for Project Gigabyte. Now it should be called Project Zelman, I guess. I like it. I think it turned out really well. Would I do this case again? Absolutely, but I would do it with a smaller motherboard, as I said earlier. I do apologize if this footage seemed a little, like the quality seemed different. I did buy a new camera to shoot these videos and it showed up, it died in 20 minutes. It's a good camera. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna return it. I'm gonna get something else. So hopefully for the next video, I've got a better camera. We can get you some higher quality footage. But until then, you're just gonna have to deal with the iPhone. We do have a video already planned out for next week. I am gonna start posting these videos on Fridays. So this one should come out tonight, which is Sunday. And then I'm gonna start the next project immediately so that I can post every Friday at 5. That's ideal for me. And then what I would love to do, I know that there are a lot of people who enjoy the ASMR and cleaning and stuff like that. So I'm gonna record myself doing everything, while I clean these computers. And I'm gonna load a timeline of the breakdown, the cleaning, and then the reassembly. With some good music and stuff like that. So I will post those on Wednesday, and then I'll also do some shorts and stuff like that. You guys let me know if there's any ideas on things you'd also like me to do. I'm down to grow. I love the idea of growing this channel, and I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everything after just one video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. You guys have a wonderful day.